Crop rotation made simple. Rotate your vegetable beds for healthier produce. If you've ever wondered why your soil seems tired after a season, or why the same crops planted in the same spot year after year don't thrive as they used to, you're not alone. Many gardeners run into this issue and blame it on poor soil, bad seeds, or pests out of control. But often, the real culprit is that the soil isn't getting a fair chance to recover. Every plant we grow takes and gives in its own way, and when we keep planting the same vegetables in the same place, the soil becomes unbalanced, and pests get a permanent address. This is where crop rotation comes in. A practice as old as farming itself, and one that can transform your yields, improve your soil, and keep your garden ecosystem humming with life. Today, I'm going to make crop rotation simple, so you can put it into practice without confusion or overwhelm. The principle of crop rotation is about balance. At its heart, crop rotation is about not exhausting your soil with the same demands year after year. Different families of vegetables pull different nutrients from the soil, and some even give back. Legumes like beans and peas fix nitrogen into the soil, enriching it for the crops that follow. On the other hand, heavy feeders like tomatoes, cabbage, and corn draw heavily on nutrients, especially nitrogen, and will quickly wear down your soil if grown in the same spot repeatedly. By rotating these families from bed to bed each season, you're giving the soil a chance to recover naturally, while cutting off pests and diseases that would otherwise build up where their favorite host plants always grow. The easiest way to use crop rotation in a home garden is to think in terms of plant families rather than individual vegetables. Tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, and eggplants all belong to the nightshade family, and they tend to attract the same pests and diseases. Brassicas, like cabbage, kale, broccoli, and cauliflower, share their own needs and vulnerabilities. Legumes, root crops, and leafy greens each have their groups too. Once you understand these families, rotation becomes simple. You just avoid planting the same family in the same bed in consecutive years. For example, if you grow tomatoes in one bed this year, next year you might plant beans there, followed by brassicas the year after. This 3 or 4 year cycle starves pests, balances nutrients, and gives your soil a rhythm that supports healthy growth. To put crop rotation into practice, start by dividing your garden beds into sections. If you have 4 main beds, that's perfect for a 4-year rotation cycle. Assign each bed a different crop family for the first year, then shift them forward each season. If you don't have that much space, don't worry. Rotation still works even in smaller gardens. The key is simply not planting the same family in the same spot back to back. Keep a notebook or garden journal to track what you planted where. This makes the whole process easier over time. And if you interplant or mix crops, just be mindful of the dominant family in that bed when planning the next season. Over time, you'll notice the benefits. Your soil will stay more fertile without constant heavy feeding. Your plants will suffer less from recurring pests and diseases, and the overall balance of your garden will improve. By practicing rotation, you're working with the natural rhythms of the soil instead of against them. This approach doesn't require expensive inputs or complicated techniques. It's simply about paying attention to the order in which you grow your crops. So if you've struggled with declining yields, persistent pests, or tired soil, give crop rotation a try. It's a straightforward system that brings long-lasting rewards, and once you set it in motion, it becomes second nature season after season. For more practical, time-tested tips on gardening the natural way, make sure you subscribe to Gentle Herb Living and share this with a fellow gardener who's ready to take their beds to the next level. Healthy soil leads to healthy harvests, and rotation is one of the simplest ways to achieve both.